This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. We are joined all the way from Northern Etna by none other than Federico Campo, who's joining us from Tornatore. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm great. I'm here at the feet of the volcano that today is a little bit covered actually by the cloud and probably the snow, but I'm feeling great. How are you?
I am fantastic. It's very nice to meet you. Maybe not in person, but we were supposed to meet at the Anteprima Sicilia. And I arrived at your table only to discover that you were not feeling so well, but you had left me lots of wine to consume.
Sorry, I was not that hospitable at that time, but
Not at
anyway, you had the chance at least to taste our wine. So we only produce Etna wines. We are at the feet of the northern side of Etna, and we have a beautiful estate, which is quite big, I would say, because we have several vineyards dislocated at different altitude from 400 meters up to 750 meters of altitude. And we have such a lot of beautiful expression of the native grape, which are Nerello Mascalese. I know that it's hard to pronounce it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Nerello Mascalese for red and Nerello Cappuccio a little bit, and Caricante for white. So that's the only thing we have.
Super. Now
But
you have about 60 hectares of plantings there, making you one of the larger, if not the largest landholdings in Northern Etna, right?
yeah, probably, yeah. If we are not the first, for sure the second.
Right.
But yes, we are the largest. I will spend 1 second to say that we are the largest in terms of extension, but not production. That's
Nice.
important
Right.
because we are very focused on quality, and to do that, we do a lot of manual selection, and to do that, we lost part of the production sometimes, and so with all these hectares, actually, we don't produce that much. If
I see.
we produce nowadays three last vintage 300,000 bottle pretty much, which is not that much if you compare with the hectare we have that actually are a little bit more than 65. Now we are arrived at 70, which is quite nice, quite big.
Yes, yes, yes. How many wines do you make? I think you said about 11 different wines.
Yes, we do. Nowadays, we do 11 different wines. I have some spoiler, of course, but basically, nowadays, we have 11 different labels available with just these three variety, we can say.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah.
So, for those people unfamiliar with the terroir of Northern Etna, how would you describe it? What makes it so unique in the world of wine?
Oh, I think that honestly, personally, I think that each terroir, in a kind of sense, is unique, of course. But here is unbelievable because I'm from here, so probably I'm speaking with the heart as well. But I think that our place is unique because of the soil, of course, which is quite easy to get it. The minerality of the soil and the soil itself, but at the same time, the diversity that we have.
Yes.
So the great part of Etna, I think, is not only the fact that we are in a volcanic soil, but it's the fact that each volcanic soil is so different parcel by parcel. And then we have the great fortune to be in a very warm place, which is Sicily, but at the same time have a great altitude that gave us so elegant wine. So it's a little Piedmont move it in Sicily, so it's the best combo ever, right? I mean, for me, but yeah, and that's so nice to see such a beautiful like mountain landscape in the middle, in the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, which is so rare. Not everybody knows that we have birch on Etna because we have a great altitude and it's a very cold place. And at the same time, we don't forget the volcano, which is not only so beautiful and a little bit terrifying sometimes to see, but is also a richness because not only the oldest lava flow that gave us something in the past. No, we have all this heritage of different levels of lava, rich in iron, sulfur, magnesium, potassium, and whatever microelements. But we also have the ash. We also have this beautiful ash that can protect the bunches from any kind of disease. It's like if we do natural treatment for our vines, and it's beautiful. The soil is so rich. We have also wind. We have the sea breeze. So we have everything in one place. So I think that's the reason why this region is so wonderful for wine or agriculture, I would say in general, because even olives is amazing in this area of Sicily. So wine for sure, but yeah, in general, all the agriculture leaves very, very particular condition.
One thing that I was amazed by was the fact that Etna, particularly northern Etna, where I was, it's really a living landscape. I always imagine volcanoes to be things that happened thousands, millions of years ago. But you can see the more recent lava flows and how they have decimated vineyards and forests and created new landscapes. And this is happening all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, at certain altitude, like the altitude where we live, is not dangerous right now because the altitude of Etna growing up, But the funny part is that it's not that old at the end, right? And at the same time, Etna always change its shape as a female, of course, and always change the shape because with the, more and more lava flow comes and more the sides of Etna could be different. And that's, I think, beautiful because you see her evolving, growing, and yeah, that's cool. So cool.
Have you ever lost any of your vineyards to lava flows?
Honestly, no. Fortunately, I would say no. It didn't happen to us, but some other producer maybe did in the past. No, we didn't for sure. Fortunately, I would say.
Driving around the vineyards, you could see the more recent lava flows, which were all rock now, but just the way that they just there was nothing stopping them at all. They just went straight down the hill, right across roads and everything. It was quite fantastic.
Yeah. We had the lucky that the oldest vineyard, because we are quite young winery, we start to make wine for market in 2014. Despite there is a big gap because the family Tornatore is here since 1865, so they make grapes since ever. But the oldest vineyard from the family were in the lowest part. So the youngest vines, like 20 years old, 30 years old, we planted later in some of the point. And so that's why actually we didn't have a lot of damage with the vines, fortunately, we say.
Why do you feel the wines of Etna have become so stylish and fashionable right now?
Well, that's a very nice question, even hard to answer. There are, I think, several factors that helped us with that. First of all, the place, because you've been there, it's amazing. So maybe I will buy the wine just because I was thinking about, I have a memory of Etna. That's for sure a very big marketing help, natural marketing help. But second, if I would be more like focused on wine, I will tell that Etna has two great features. They have a very great drinkability, and at the same time, very great aging
potential.
Let's say. Yes, sorry for my English. Yes, aging potential. So that's a great combo because it will help you. You know that if you buy 10 cases of Etna Rosso, but you will sell it in time, like for restaurant,
yes, yeah.
They don't have the stress to be, and at the same time, if you open now a bottle, it's also very nice, amazing. So you don't have that stress in, buy a bottle of Etna because you don't need to, drink it immediately or save it for 10 years before drinking. So that's flexibility, I think, is one of the best. And then, of course, the characteristic of the wine, because I don't love to compare because each wine region is unique, but we have very elegant, because I think elegance is the word to describe Etna. If I need to choose one word for Etna, I would choose elegance, and it will be true for white, it will be true for red. So great elegance, great structure, and that feature start to be much more appreciated. And so people is going to search in a wine, how can I say, not that jammy flavor, not that much. You want a wine that you will open the bottle and you will finish it, and then a wine that you can fit with different kind of food. So Etna is the kind of wine that you will have with fish or meat, or appetizer. Just it's a very versatile kind of wine, I think, and that's also very helpful. Of course, then there is, speaking about that, it's too generic, because there are so many different Etna Shadow that people can become crazy with that. But I think these three factors can be probably the most helpful factor to make Etna so famous right now. So the place, the characteristic of the wine, and the fact that the wine is so versatile.
Now let's talk about your two signature grapes there, because they bring a lot to the party for sure, Caricante and Nerello Mascalese. Let's talk, just say somebody is unfamiliar with the wines of Etna. How would you describe those two grapes yourself?
Well, Nerello Mascalese, I know that maybe not everybody is familiar with Italian, but the word itself helps you to imagine the wine if you don't have it in your mind. Nerello means light black. Nero, black. Nerello. So you will never expect from a Nerello a very concentrated dark color. Nerello presents itself with a beautiful, shining, transparent red ruby color. And that's interesting, because you see that color and you think, oh, that's a very light, easy wine, but it's not. And then you get these aromas that will remind you for sure a little crunchy fruit. So the crunchiness of Nerello is unbelievable high, and then you get the spiciness behind in a very good, harmony. And then the palate, you don't expect that is a kind of acidity, but juicy acidity. No, not that acidity that destroy your palate, but the acidity that will be harmonious in your palate and will keep you to drink, right? To continue to drink. So, and that's Nerello that normally is used with Nerello Cappuccio. Normally you have a combo, you have a little blend of Nerello Mascalese and Nerello Cappuccio. That's go back to the past, because very not that long time ago, but I would say 25, 30 years ago, when Nerello was not that popular, people do not expect from a Sicilian wine such a light color. That feature was not appropriated for a Sicilian wine, right?
Yes, I understand.
And so people used to plant some Nerello Cappuccio, which is varietal, more charged in Antociani, so more colorful.
Yes, yes.
And so it's the one that give you that market fruity part, and then it will be more dark, more violet color. And it was tradition at some point to have it in the vineyard, just to have a little file blend, to have a little bit more power in the Nerello. And actually, about Tornatore, I would say that Mr. Tornatore was a genius, because he decided to, when nobody was interested on Etna, he decided to keep the tradition going on. And so all of our blend, almost all, there is just one place that is 100% Nerello, but mainly, basically, all our vineyard are Nerello Mascalese and Nerello Cappuccio. So we say it's the 95 and 5. So it means that 95% of grapes are Nerello Mascalese and there is a 5% of Nerello Cappuccio.
Are they still interplanted in the vineyards to these?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And if you want a spoiler, actually once, just once, that I remember, because I'm here since 8 years. I'm working for and with the Tornatore family since 8 years. We did it once, Nerello Cappuccio by itself.
Oh,
It was a crazy job. Imagine going in the middle to search the Nerello and then vinify by itself. The wine was very good, but very difficult, and even the work behind it will not justify the price. We should sell that wine at I don't know how much, and so we decided to don't do just a label of Nerello Cappuccio, but it was interesting to see what Nerello Cappuccio could be by itself, and the color was like violet, was
right.
very dark. Mm-mm.
So let's move on to Caricante. Very, very favorite grape of mine.